Jackie, there's Jackie. It says we're live. There she is. How you been, Jackie? What have you been doing with yourself?
Oh, the other day I had to go and get my eyes dilated so they could check my
Oh,
cataract.
Oh, how was it?
not fun.
I can't see for a day, so
Oh,
I'm literally blind in one eye and can't see out of the other.
wow. Wow. Well, you know what I look like, so just,
Oh, I know what you look like.
yeah,
This hasn't stopped me. I played
relish
sports
the
and everything.
memories. Yeah. Just visualize. So anyway, I am so glad to be here with you guys. It's I tuned in right just before we went live, and we had people making jokes about being tens and being really hard. I am John Lavedio. Welcome everyone. Who do I see here with us today? There's Julian, who's not in his house. Congratulations, Julian, for being mobile, for being ambulatory. This is all very nice. There's Susan from SoCal. Hey, Susan. Of course, Jackie and Meg. There's Mark and Carol Ann. Welcome, Esther Gail, Christine. Oh, my goodness. Look at all my friends are here. You're all here. Welcome, Evelyn. Hey, Lori and Don, Alex, Jody, Adrian. Adrian's wearing clothing. Thank you, Adrian. Hi, Maria. And somebody sharing their screen. Let me kill the screen share. There we go. Okay, great. So we're going to go live, everybody. I never made Nina the co-host. Hi, Nina. I'm going to make you the co-host. Just give me uno momento on that. And we'll get that handled.
Bye, Sadie.
Where do I got to do? I need to
See ya.
There we go. All right. So I got a topic for you guys today, and it's one that just came to me while I was riding my bicycle to the gym. Yes, I ride a bicycle. And now Julian, and several other bikers here in our midst. My Harley has got a little bit of dust on it, so I need to go ahead and fix that. Where's Nina? There she is. All right, Nina's a co-host now. And yes, Nina, I remember to share live to YouTube. You don't need to remind me to do that anymore, but thank you for the reminder. But yeah, I got one of those battery tenders, which I think I got on Amazon. Probably, right? That's where else do we get stuff like that? So I got this battery tender. It's just a little trickle charger that keeps the motorcycle battery, all ready to rock. Because man, we have been growing like mad, and my Harley's been collecting dust. But I think I'm going to hit the road today. Since Julian did, I need to as well. And it's going to be a nice mild 106 today here in Phoenix. So looks really good. But I have a little topic that I wanted to share with you guys today. And I'm also thinking that next week is probably time. It's been almost a month, perhaps a month, since we had an Ask the Coach session. So I'm going to reach out to Amanda Greaves again and see if she wants to delight us with her presence. I know we've all enjoyed her time when she co-hosts here. So I'm going to reach out to her on Skype, which, by the way, we pretty much live on Skype around here. Skype and Zoom. Obviously, we're on Zoom right now, unless you're seeing this on YouTube. You're on YouTube, but behind the scenes, it is Skype all day, every day, with Australia, UK, Canada, exotic locations as well, like New Jersey and stuff. Yeah, so we got people from all over the place. But what I wanted to speak with you about today is a topic that I don't think we could ever spend too much time on, and that is the power of decision. Because I noticed that this morning I had a lot of work backed up, things that I was not able to complete yesterday. I did complete a lot, and I know you guys have completed a lot because we're all very on purpose, right? And we're intentional. We've got goals. We've got reasons to show up. We talked about that quite a bit last week, and we've got habits, some of which serve us, and some of which don't. Now, because of the whole COVID thing, the gym that I typically go to is just, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile down the road. I would just ride my bike there, and I would go lift weights and ride my bike home. Bicycle, not Harley. I'm not going to start up the hog, to go 3/4 of a mile. But plus I get a little extra exercise, right? It's very extroverting, by the way. Just being out, we've talked about this before, looking at trees, smelling the fresh air. Of course, in the morning, daybreak here in Arizona, where it's only like 80 degrees out before it hits, above 100 Fahrenheit, of course. Do your own math if you're in the, metric. The world standard measurements, we're still doing imperial here in the United States for whatever reason. But but it's nice to go out early and to get things going early. And that's something that Hal Elrod talked about in his Miracle Morning book, which I know many of you have enjoyed reading. So, and if you haven't enjoyed it yet, please enjoy it. But what we're talking about is predetermining how our day is going to occur at the outset, right? And at first, one of the things he talks about in the book, at first, is a bit of inertia that we've got to overcome, right? It's like I'm not used to doing that. I don't have those habits, right? And so now I'm going to sit here and like meditate or something, and like visualize and do affirmations and read. I haven't read since government schools, right? I'm going to read. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to take some income producing activities, right? I'm going to exercise, right? I'm going to do all these different things. And at first he suggests, well, if you start with just, a minute on each item, right? So I'm going to sit here for 1 minute and be quiet and just watch my thoughts, see what comes up. Maybe something good, maybe something bad, maybe nothing. I don't know. That would be pretty interesting. Nothing. Yeah. I'm still practicing on that one, but, so we're going to do that for however long. And then, on a gradient, you get better, stronger, faster, right? You can go for longer and you can do whatever you want to do. And it starts to become habitual. And I noticed that having broken the habit of going to the gym every day and now reestablishing that habit, I noticed today a little bit of inertia. It was less inertia than I had yesterday. Okay. But I showed up again. I didn't want to show up because I was in a state of inertia. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. So yes, even me, after doing it for years and years, right? Now I got to reestablish that habit because that habit had gotten broken over a course of a couple months. And I noticed as I observed, again, just kind of looking at what's happening here, observing, life and the planet and my body. Oh my goodness, I'm on my bicycle. I'm going to the gym. That's happening before I could talk myself out of it. There it is. There's the magic. To quote Albert Gray, successful people have formed the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. I don't like to do it. Go to the gym. My shoulder's still hurting. Did a chest and bicep and calf workout today. Oh man, that shoulder, right? So, but it's getting better. And I'm getting better every day in every way. I'm getting better and better. That's one way I'm getting better. I'm showing up. I'm not deferring responsibility to another time or deferring decisions, which we could just say is straight up indecision, right? Or procrastination. Indecision and procrastination are like one and the same. So if we want to get stuff done, well, we've got to decide. To decide, but to not act is to not have decided. You'll know you decided because you'll see your feet moving. You'll see John on his bicycle, riding to the gym, touching metal, right? That's how we know that the decision has been made. Without that observation, it's quite ambiguous. It's up for debate. I don't like debates. Right? I like dones. So how do we get things done? We make decisions, and often, here's what I have found, and I'd like to hear your all feedback on this. I'm sure Stuart's got some profound insights on this. Stuart, I'm looking at you, but and Mark as well. I make a decision in a moment of clarity. Okay, so not in a state of lots of mind thoughts and considerations and being reasonable and all this stuff. I make a decision in a moment of clarity, and sometimes all you get is a moment, an inspired moment. I'm going to go join this Blue Sky deal. I'm going to go do this thing with Sophie, and I don't know who this crazy guy John is, but I guess I'll figure that out. And you know what? Damn it, there's billions of dollars changing hands daily on the internet. Some of that's mine. Who's got my money? Here I come, right? And in an inspired moment, you leap, you make a decision, you follow through on that decision, and then there's no turning back. I think of the story of Hernando Cortez, who wasn't a nice guy, by the way. I mean, back in those days, being a conqueror was a profession like any other. Oh, I'm a doctor, lawyer, conqueror, right? Okay, great. What have you conquered? So I'm going to go conquer the Aztec gold, right? So anyway, that was something that people did back then. I suppose people and governments do it in other ways now, but back then they took their ships and they sailed to the Americas and they landed on the beaches. And this guy Cortez said, "Well, here's what he didn't say. He didn't say, all right, guys, we're here now. Now listen." We're going to come take the gold. We're going to try anyway. And these guys, they're not going to want us to take the gold, right? These Aztec people. And so, if the poop really hits the fan Let's meet back over here at the coconut tree stump, and then we'll get out of Dodge. Okay, he never said that. He said, burn the boats. If we're going home in their boats. We're here to take the gold or death. That's it. So they sunk their own ships. They got the gold. So that's a decision. Now, the decision had been made upon leaving the shores of where they came from whence they came. But the decision was redoubled. It was reaffirmed in the act of scuttling his own ships. And those enrolled in that vision, because obviously he had to enroll others. He's not there like a one-handed guy, here's my sword and give me the gold. And again, this isn't an argument for the morality or non-morality of that act. Okay, I'm just telling you, here's how it goes. I can even cite Napoleon Bonaparte. He said, "I see only my objective. The obstacle must give way." That's good intent to live by. As far as moral intent, well, we can have long arguments about that. Which I'm not that up to speed on all that bit of history. All I know is that powerful quote from a person who accomplished a whole lot. Now, fortunately for you and for all of us, right? I think you've got a bit more morality and ethics, all right, than just being a conqueror or whatever. But but can you apply that same degree of decisiveness? And once you've made the decision, can you? And by the way, you can. Okay, can you or will you burn the boats? Make a decision in a moment of clarity and not turn back. And a lot of the stuff we're doing is of much less magnitude per se. It may not show up in the history books. Hernando Cortez, Napoleon Bonaparte, right? Jamie Young, right? Sold some stuff on the internet, right? And it was legendary, man. Maybe. I guess it depends on what you sell or how much you sell, right? I think Jeff Bezos will be spoken of for some time. Okay, but to the degree that we're looking to have an effect, which can expand and can scale up. Okay, we're not talking about doing something that dramatic. Have other people done this? Do other people show up at the gym every day? Yes. Okay, well, I suppose I could do it too, right? And now I know I can do it too because I did it. Do other people sell stuff on the internet? Yes, thousands of them. Well, I suppose I could do it too. Or if we take that right down into the minutia, right? The minutia, little things, because it's the little high integrity actions that lead to the big fruit on the tree. Okay. Do other people learn helium-10? Of course. You're not the first. You're not unique, right? Is it comfortable? No. Got to learn stuff, right? I haven't learned stuff since, whatever they taught me, over in school or whatever. Okay. Well, now we've got a reason to learn stuff. And because of that, and because we made a decision in a moment of clarity, and because we do not go back on that decision, now we've got a shot at success. And it's by celebrating and noticing, oh my goodness, my hands are touching metal. I am in the gym. That just happened, right? Too late to fail. High integrity action. You see that, John? High integrity action. There it is. You're a winner, right? Those of you who've read any of Maxwell Maltz's work, Psycho-Cybernetics, which now I'm going to throw out big words. So cybernetics is the theory of control mechanisms that can measure any deviation between a predetermined outcome and where you're actually going, like an autopilot. Okay, so Maltz purports that we've got a self-image which actually makes our decisions, and based on our innermost expectations of who we are and where we're going in life, our decisions are made. Okay, so like somebody who's at a job, let's say, making 50 or 100,000 a year, or whatever they make at the job, that's because that's their innermost expectations of who they are and what they're worth. Okay. And even if they work really hard and get it up to like a tremendous month where they make, $20,000 or something, let's say they're in commission sales, then the next month will crash and they'll end the year right at 100K, just like they did last year, within like 3%. It just keeps showing up. That result just keeps showing up because they've got an autopilot. It's a cybernetic mechanism. The pre-programmed outcome is 100,000 a year. Any deviation from that, good or bad, any deviation from that is corrected. Like the thermostat in your house, which just kicked on for me. Thank goodness for air conditioning here in the desert. But what I'm talking about here is making a new decision in a moment of clarity. And sometimes, again, that's all you get is a moment. Now, it's easy to talk ourselves out of this stuff. It's easy to be reasonable. It's easy to sink back into comfort. Cortez, it would have been easier to say, you know what, guys, let's meet back here on the beach, if stuff doesn't go right. He didn't say that, right? So it's natural to take the path of least resistance. Natural. That doesn't mean it bears fruit, right? Think about electricity, right? When I was learning how to be a mechanic, like back in the 1900s, that was my professional training. One of the things I had to learn about was electrical theory, right? Because there's electronics and these vehicles that we'll be working on. So electricity takes the path of least resistance. You've got, let's say, a wire here and a wire here. And in between the wires, right, you've got a resistor of some sort, a motor, a light bulb, anything that's going to produce some result, right? It's going to do the work. So we've got, let's say, positive and negative, and here's the item that we're causing to work. And so the electricity, in theory, it's electrical theory. There's no proof of electrons or whatever, but so electrical theory, the electrons flow through the filament and it lights the light bulb and it goes out the other wire. Okay, that's the theory. But let's say you had that same circuit, but let's say you also connected those wires down here. That would be called a short circuit. Will the light bulb light? No, you'll get sparks. Why? Because electricity, like people, takes the path of least resistance. Well, I don't need to go through that resistance of a motor or a light bulb or whatever. I could just jump right over here to this other wire. It's inviting me over here. Well, let's just go over here. That's comfortable. It's not producing any work, okay, but it's comfortable. People tend to take the path of least resistance. Marketers tend to take the path of least resistance. I've noticed that after some decades of working with thousands of them. Is there an easy button? Will you do for me what I may not be willing to do for myself? Is there a magical system? I just need one more secret. You know what? They got the secrets. This is called shiny object syndrome, by the way. Oh, I see there's a new magic thing over there. That's what I was missing. I knew it all along. They were withholding. They were withholding from me. They've got the magic. So now I just gave my responsibility to the magic people, right? Who got the magic stuff. Understand that control and responsibility are inseparable. You give away one, you give away the other. All right. So if you want results, you want that time and life freedom and financial liberty, you got to have responsibility for that. Right? It's a big deal. So we make decisions in a moment of clarity, and they may not be comfortable, and quite often they aren't, especially once we start thinking about it. And quite often when I hear people say, I need to go think about something which they know is good and right for them, whether it's going to the gym or whatever, I need to go talk myself out of this. There's the translation. I need to go talk myself out of this. Okay. Actually, not okay. But hey, who am I to tell you what to do? I suggest, if you like the results that other people are getting, maybe, do what they do, which isn't comfortable, not reasonable, unreasonable. Reason is limited, right? Reason is based on what we already know. And what you already know hasn't gotten you where you want to go. Got you this far, but not further, right? So we're going to get a little bit unreasonable here. We're going to make some new decisions. We're going to turn our amps up to 11 based on our conversation that we were having just before we went live. I love you guys. I want you to succeed, like make a spectacle of yourself, like blow this thing up. Okay. It's not going to happen by being indecisive or reasonable. Right. It is all chips in, all hands on deck, burn the boats. I see only my objective. The obstacle must yield. And that's my message for you today. And I know just by the virtue of the fact that you're here and you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, that you can benefit from that philosophy, from that approach. Yes, you can execute that at a much higher level, an exponentially higher level than perhaps you've observed of yourself as of late. But you got to change that autopilot. You got to change that thermostat setting. Otherwise, nothing changes, right? Indecision's the killer. Make some powerful decisions and then never turn back. We can talk about that more another time. I see all these hands going up. I'm going to go right to Stuart because I already kind of called you out there, brother. What's going on, Stuart? You got some profundities for us?
God, you did call me out, and so I'll drop some insight on that. But I know that Star and Sharon were before me, so if anybody wants to speak up, rock and roll. Okay. John, maybe a month or so ago, you sent us a link with some videos. One of them was a talk by John Rohn, and then there was another one by a guy named Brian after that. And there was a whole thing about decision, and I'm trying to remember what that was, but I'll go back to that. I think decision is one of the, someday I'll, right? A lot of us live on someday I'll, right? And, someday I'll do this, and someday I'll do that. And we have this tendency to put off making decisions, right? And my feeling is that decision happens in a moment, right? You can spend your whole life leading up to that moment, but until you actually make that committed decision, nothing changes, right? But once in the blink of an eye, in the blink of a moment, once we're committed, then everything kind of works in our favor. You mentioned, you've talked a lot about the Goethe quote that isn't really Goethe, right? And that's honestly, it's one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to cross out Goethe and put, what is it, Bill Williams or whoever said that?
I think you're referring to William H. Murray.
William H. Murray, right?
Where he quotes one of Goethe's couplets.
Here we go. I keep it right on my desk, right? And
there it is.
It's, so decision to me, there's two kinds of decisions. There's the 0 to 99% kind of decision, and then there's the 100% decision, right? And to me, the concept of almost like a half-ass, like, yeah, I'll do that. You can tell the determination in somebody's voice when they say, oh yeah, I'll do that or whatever, versus I'm going to do that, right? And there's a very obvious distinction in the power behind those things. And I really think that once we're 100%, 1,000% committed to something, we haven't really made that decision. And once we give everything, whether it's this blue sky thing that we're doing, I know that we're all like a zillion percent, into this blue sky thing. And once you commit everything, then, all the atoms and molecules in the universe work to help you fulfill your purpose. So that's kind of what I want to say about that. I got one more thing to say about decision, John. We have a friend who is always asking people's advice for things, even for very simple things that you would think that any normal person would be able to make a decision about, right? And so there's some folks that are always sort of looking for other people's input. And maybe on one hand, that's good in terms of understanding, issues and things like that to be able to make informed decisions. But there tends to be this either fear of making a decision on your own. And maybe that comes from, not wanting to take responsibility for those decisions, right? So if it's somebody else's advice, then you can always pass it back and say, oh, well, that person told me to do that, right? So that's just something I've noticed is that, when we're constantly asking other people for advice, we're not listening to our inner voice. We're not utilizing all the faculties that we have to make our own decisions. And then it's kind of a cop-out. It makes it easy to sort of say, oh, well, that wasn't really my decision. It was somebody else's. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, look what you did to me. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's very insightful. Listen to Stuart, guys. He knows stuff. Good to see you, brother. Oh, by the way, I put the William H. Murray, the full quote in there with Goethe's couplet and everything. Let's go to Star Heart. Where is my friend Star? And then we'll go to Sharon.
Hi.
Hey, Star.
Hey, hello, everybody. It rang true what you were saying with the indecision, when to make that, and the path of least resistance, and how the path of least resistance produces no output. So I had my child and changed careers and decided to do a degree for the first time. I had always had this medical condition and was waiting for treatment for it. The treatment became available in my final year. So I was doing my dissertation. So it was January, dissertation due in May. And I had to make the decision to take the course of medication. Even though it's not a great time to take it, I was thinking, oh, should I postpone it? Should I focus on the course? So I took the medication and I was pretty much asleep for about 6 whole weeks. And when I came to, I still wasn't right for about 12 weeks with the whole course of medication. So, but after 6 weeks, I came to, and all my peers were so far through their dissertation and all their coursework. I had so many assignments that I had to do, and I felt so overwhelmed by all of it. and felt there's no way I'm going to be able to get through all of this. And also because I had done the degree as an adult, I was always in the top percentile of the class, really strived hard, got really good grades, had high expectations of myself. But I went through this whole process of just thinking, I can't do this, I can't do this. And I even went to the extremes of hiring somebody online to write the thing for me. I sent a test, one essay I had, which was about 600 words, and I sent the subject out and had somebody write it for me. And I have to say, it cost me about £40. And it was probably the best thing that I did, because when it came back, it was so goddamn awful. I was thinking that, you know, I can, even in this state, I can do better than that. And it forced me to stop doubting myself, to stop fearing, and to just really drive through and get on with it. And I ended up getting a first in my dissertation and a first in my whole course overall. And I completed the work in probably about a third of the time that my peers had had to complete the work. But it really was such a incredible experience to completely incapacitate yourself in one of the most crucial parts of your academic career, and then to have to stage a comeback. And the sheer will and determination and the force of decision making that I had to go through was just like nothing else, really. So yeah, that's what your lesson today brought to my mind, that I thought I would share with the group.
Thank you, Star. And what a winner you are. I mean, look at that, right? That was big, and you did it. And not only did you do it, you did it like to the max. So, you know, so much for that.
I burnt the boats.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Where's Sharon? Where's Sharon wants to share? Here's
Sharon's on the road.
Hey, look at you.
Yeah, I'm traveling today.
Nice.
John, you have mentioned so many nautical references, and I believe Stuart did too. And what came to my mind is that each of us is building our own ship on this voyage, on this journey. And we're all going to build it with slightly different materials. We may all have the same type of plan, but our boats are going to look a little bit different. We may go through some stormy seas, but we're all going to go together. You know, we're going to be in this together. And I appreciate this group just for the kind of inner coaching that we do. But that nautical thought came to mind, that we're about to start this journey and launch literally products, launch from the shore, and just trust that we've got the right tools. And yeah, those tools may cause us some financial, cost, but I think we're all doing a great job of building our own ships, and we're all going to launch well.
Yeah. Thank you. And the fact that we don't have to do it alone is a huge blessing. Thank you, Sharon. So glad you're here, my friend. We're going to go to Victoria, then Ivy, then Kenneth. Hey, Victoria. Where's Victoria? There she is.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Hello. We have great signal this time, so hopefully I'm not going to disappear mid-speech.
Yeah.
So hi, everybody. Evening. This is great. I'm loving this. Yeah, I think we're all starting to really think back for times when we've been challenged, or it's all gone horribly, horribly wrong, or it's crashed, or whatever has happened. But I think then, for me, every time that happens, I think about a comeback. I think the lady that's just been on previous said, you get to be the comeback kid. You just think, yeah, this is fine. And it's I think a really good saying I like is improvise, adapt, and overcome. So it makes you think of different ways, twists and turns. They all become good opportunities, and then they're not actually as scary. It just comes up and says, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do it this way? Are you sure this is how you want it to be? Because we're driving our ship. So we get that choice. And I think sometimes when things do come up, it's just good to take a little review and just have a little think. And then sometimes inspired action, it's right, let's do this. It reminds you you've got that momentum to carry on. or sometimes it thinks, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that. That's whew, good stuff, you know, and I think that's how it's got to be. And if you sort of do it, you can ride that wave a little bit easier. I find that I'm not as panicked, and I never feel panic. I just think, do I go left? Do I go right? You know, is it right? Could it be a bit better? You know, and it's always on that good methodology. So I think that helps me sometimes improvise, adapt, overcome.
Well
Yeah.
said. Thank you so much, Victoria. So glad
Thanks
you
for
are
letting
here,
me
my
speak.
friend.
I didn't disappear this time.
No,
Yay.
it was loud and clear. Yeah, 5 by 5, as they may say in
Yeah.
some
Thanks,
nautical
guys.
circles. All right, where's Ivy?
I'm here.
There she
Hi,
is.
everyone. So talking about decisions, I'm always on the call, but always very quiet. I probably, post a few messages on the chat. But this morning, actually, I was thinking and I said, I've just got to move. I've got to do something. I've got to, and one of the things that occurred to me was I have to start contributing in a material sense. And so I said today on this call, I was actually going to say something. And so when you said anybody who wants to say something, raise your hand, I thought, well, this is your chance. Put your hand up. And I was oohing and eyeing, and I said, no, you told yourself this morning you were going to make a decision, you were going to contribute, and your word is your bond. So are you going to do it or aren't you going to do it? So that was the first thing I did. And then thinking about the business this morning, I'd made a few goals. And at every point I kept saying, well, I'm not quite sure I can do that because I don't think I'll be able to afford that. And I just, at one point, just said to myself, you know what, stop right there. How badly do you want this? What do you have and what can you do to make this happen? And I actually turned around and I said to myself, what do I have that I can possibly convert to whatever resources I need to make this work and to actually get my decisions off the ground? And so I made a list of things I had and actually was shocked that there's actually a lot I can convert into liquid stuff to actually get stuff moving. So I think I've committed now. And so there's no going back. I've kind of like said to myself, if it means you got to sell that thing you love so much, you're only going to not have it for, a short space of time. It's going to be a temporary thing because as the business grows and you succeed, you can replace that thing further down the line. And so I said, yeah, I think I'm all in it now. So yeah, that's my 2 cents today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, stuff, we'll get even better stuff. Later.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get better stuff. Beautiful. Hey, where's my friend Kenneth? We're going to go to Kenneth and then Wayne, then Nigad. Hey, Kenneth.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
I wanted to summarize a story I heard in one of my readings once. There was a young African warrior and he went to a village and he wanted to find out how to get wisdom and strength and all these things he wanted in his life. So he goes to the elder of the village and asks him this specific question. And so the elder grabs his hand and takes him down to the river. And they keep on walking, and pretty soon the water's above his head. And then the elder takes him back up to the water and sits down, and he asked the young man, he said, when the water was above your head, what were you thinking about? And the young man said, I was thinking about breathing, of course. And then the elder said, when your desires become so strong that you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then your success will come. And he was letting them know, hey, that desire has to be just as important as our everyday necessities. And you have to want it more than, you have to really want it. So I wanted to share that story that I heard in one of my readings with you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you. So that is definiteness. There's nothing vague about that. That is a decision. I'm going to breathe now and I will fight the master if I have to. Beautiful stuff. Thank you, Kenneth. Where's my friend Wayne? Where is he?
Hey, good morning.
Wayne?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, hey, it's just been a week since I've been on these calls and just wanted to jump in and say hi, introduce myself. I'm Wayne from Alberta in Canada here, and been very impressed by everything I've been hearing so far. Love the integrity. This is a real gold mine of motivation, and so I'm just looking forward to being part of it more going forward here.
Well, glad you're here, brother. That's Wayne, everybody. There he is. Welcome to the crew. And let's go to Nighat.
Hi, hello, how are you?
Good, there she is.
What I want to say is, sorry.
You got the floor. Go ahead. We just had a little background noise.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. The lady was talking about degree and everything. Well, I was in a similar situation. I'm 61 and I completed a degree at age of 58. And I was a consultant for 25 years. It's what you believe. I actually went into the degree not believing. And no, first I wasn't going to the degree for years and years because I thought I won't be able to do it and I'm old and all that stuff. Then I went into it, but when I went into it, my intention was, I'm going to achieve. I didn't think I wasn't going to achieve because all the people in my class were young girls, young gentlemen, and it's all about what you can see. If you believe in yourself, honestly, it's possible. Anything is possible. If you see it and believe it, you can achieve it. And what you have to do is you got to think, why you think negative? You have to think positive. Okay, I've gone into this. I've committed myself. Well, committing yourself already, as we got to this stage, it's a big commitment already. So why we're faltering now? Why? You think about it. Come on, this is it. You've taken the step already, the big step you took already. That was the biggest step you had to make the decision to start this. So now it's just be positive, think positive, believe in what you're doing, and the way forward, that's the way forward. And you will achieve it. Honestly, I believe that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Nagat. So glad for you sharing all that. Thank you
Not
for
at
being
all.
here, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Therese and then Moeed and then Susie. Therese, where is my friend?
Hi,
There
good morning.
she is. How you doing?
How is it? Hello, everyone. Well, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my friends that were on the call after the call. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I'm on my phone today. It's a little learning curve. I wanted to give a shout out to the friends that stayed on the call and helped me out with a little bit of trepidation that I was experiencing yesterday. Everyone had some great insight and they offered a lot of support. And I just want to say I greatly appreciate it. I have an appointment tomorrow at the bank. And so wheels are moving again. So thank you there. And then one other little quick thought that hit me this morning. I went out, I run in the mornings. I live near a really beautiful forest. There's a nice trail through it. And I was about 45 minutes later because I lingered in bed this morning. I listened to some meditation music and I just got a little late start. But what was interesting is there were so many people, so many more people on the trail. What I realized is that it's really nice to go really early because I have the energy is me, and then the woods, the energy, you know, the birds, the breeze, the leaves, the sound of the earth under my feet. And it really allows me to get present with myself, you know, and there are a few people, but not many. And today there was, you know, I passed quite a few people. There is a social distancing rule that's going on in there, but during this thing, but I felt like I was picking up other people's energy because I kept having to like run beyond them and around them. And so I guess the thought is, you know, seize the energy while you're, you know, early, while, you know, you can own it, you know, it's early. There's not a lot of other things in the mix. And I really just sort of set the pace for my day, readjusted my attitude from yesterday. And felt really good. So I just want to share that and say thank you again and have a great day, everyone.
Isn't that so great, Therese? Just sort of starting your day just like that. There's the energy and you're doing it. And again, that's what Hal reminds us of in his classic book, Miracle Morning. So glad you're here. And I'm so excited for where you're going, my friend. I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Let's go to Moeed and then Susie and then Mark. Moeed.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, John and everybody. I just wanted to break my silence today. I've been in these classes for last few days, and I think I missed a lot. I've been in this Amazon group for around 1 month now, so I'm really enjoying this. The points that I live in London, so a bit of time bar from the rest of the participants. I just wanted to share a few points in decision making, which have helped me a lot. I have done quite some experiments with my life. I'm a pharmacist by education, and 10 years back, after working in pharmaceutical industry for 10 years, I decided to become an auditor for quality management systems. So I've been an auditor with some renowned notified bodies and traveling and things related to that. The lessons, just 2 points, which I also shared in the chat here. Whenever we are making a decision throughout our lives, basically, we are learning to make decisions. And we do that by making wrong decisions most often. So how to overcome this fear of making the wrong decision is the question. So there are two tools which I would like to share here. One is the PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. First plan, then do, then check what you have done, and then act according to what your discovery is. So don't hesitate to make wrong decisions, has always been my motto. And the second thing is SWOT, SWOT, strengths against weaknesses, opportunities against threats. So if we draw these parallels, it also helps us make the right decisions, that what are the strengths of our decision and what are the weaknesses and the opportunities and the threats associated to that. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you very much. And I would like to appreciate this entire group. And I am very much pleased and very happy to be in this group. It's a very enthusiastic and very, thought-provoking group. Every day I attend these classes. That makes me think more about why I'm here and how I can improve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moeed. So glad. Thank you for sharing, my friend. We're going to take a few more and then we're going to wrap up. I see Susie in California. Where's Susie?
Hi there, everybody.
Hey.
Wanted to say that in my experience, I have found that it is really easy to be complacent, and that the times that I have been most challenged, sometimes I'm challenging myself, but other times situations come up. I've had illnesses that I've had to overcome, and I had a daughter with autism that, I spent years working with, and she's living her life. She's graduated from college. She's living a normal life, as whatever normal is for all of us. But just when you're faced with something, and it's usually fear that's holding you back, if you just, I just had to say, I need this, I want this. I made a decision to do whatever I had to do. And sometimes they're hard decisions. I had to move back home with my parents in my 30s and, with my children and everything else. But so many good things come from those kinds of experiences. And if you sit back and let fear hold you back, you'll never accomplish those things, and you'll never be able to look back and say, wow, look at how far I've come, So anyway, that's just been my experience. And I go through periods of time where I am complacent, and all of a sudden there's something that kicks me in the butt and says, you know what, something needs to change. And so anyway, I just know that making a decision and moving forward and sticking with it, there's so many rewards.
Yeah, thank you, Susie. Complacency it's real seductive, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
man, nice and comfy. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Mark and then Martha, and then I think Stephen, and I think that's it. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, John. Actually, I just wanted to pass to everyone. It's great with this topic. Kim Brown, yesterday she was working pretty diligently to get through her seller's account, and she got approved. She's with her mom for a couple days that she's traveling, so she asked that be conveyed, and so I'm doing that for her. I kind of helped her through a couple things with that, and the point I'm bringing up is we have a great group here. So if you're having little trials and you're having some challenges, we're the group. We're here. And talk to us, talk to others, and don't let it ride. If you're really having, a bit of a challenge, get on the email, get on the phone, do the WeChat, whatever it has to be, and to work through it. And now she's all giddy, she's all happy, she's, you know, she's excited. She got her win, big win for her. And just take those little wins each and every day and just work through those. So don't let it fester. Just keep working with us. And we're out here. There are people out here that'll help you out too. We're going through the same thing. You know, even though I say I'm a 10, I have my valleys. We all get through it. So just keep at it. Keep going. One foot in front of the other, consistency.
Awesome. Well done, Mark. And thank you. Congratulations to Kim. Well done. So glad you are ready to rock with Amazon. I see Martha and Stephen. I saw Lottie, but he's gone now. His hand's down. Christina's got her hand up. We're going to have to wrap up pretty soon. So guys, Martha, you've got the floor. Martha.
Hello.
There she is.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
So I'm Martha from the UK. It's the first time talking on the call. Just wanted to talk about the power of decision. In fact, I didn't sleep much last night, got up pretty early and have done lots today, but then I did a bit of meditation and knew I might fall asleep. So I set an alarm. And when I woke up from that, I thought I could just have a little bit longer and sleep some more. It was like 5 to 5. And in my head was, if you can't be on time, be early. And it was you, John. That was it. I knew that I had to get myself up and get on there. And I just feel like being on this call and then also all the books and things that I've been reading, it's just kind of changing every little thought in my head. So all the time throughout the day, everything's going much easier. It isn't just about doing the business, it's about everything in your life. And I'm also homeschooling my kids at the moment, and they even finished all their work by Wednesday. So I think it's rubbing off on the people around me. So yeah,
fantastic.
I want to say, and thank you so much, John, for all your work with this. It's really, really helpful.
Well, I'm so glad you're getting value, and so are your kids apparently. So you're setting a nice standard there. Well done, Martha. Well done. All right, we're gonna go to Stephen, and I see a few more hands have gone up. We do have to wrap up here pretty soon. Stephen, you've got the floor, sir.
Thanks, John. Love these meetings. Getting to grow out of it. Almost 2 weeks now. I'm in Coral Gables, Florida. Still a little bit delay working on my seller's account, just waiting for the bank to come through with the statement. But when that happens, we'll be right on top of it. But I was thinking about this topic of decisions. And for me, I like keeping it simple. And I've made a lot of decisions in my life and absolutely nothing has happened. So I always attach decision with action. So decisions mean absolutely nothing unless I take action behind it. There's an old story of the 3 birds sitting on the telephone wire. 3 birds sitting on the telephone wire. One decides to fly away. How many are left? 3, because nothing's happened. He's still there. He hasn't flown away. So, and I love that what we have here, we have a lot of opportunity to take action that's consistent with my goals and get the encouragement to do that. So I decide what my goals are. I want to get them. And now I'm taking action. Like today, I'm learning specific details like doing the Amazon Navigator 2020 or like doing helium-10 training or whatever it is, and I'm moving in the direction. The decision has been followed with action. And I feel good about that. It's not just a dead decision sitting in a piled up in a room that nothing ever happened with. So action with decision is important to me.
Huge, great insights, Stephen. Wow, good stuff. Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming out on our call to share with everyone. We're going to go to Christina, Lottie, and then Obi, and then we got to wrap up. Christina's got the floor. Where is Christina?
I'm right here.
There she is.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Seriously, I just wanted to let you guys know that I've just now learned how to raise my hand. I was doing this in the camera. So you probably saw me going.
There's 200 cameras running. I can only see maybe 6 of you at a time, right? So you can do this all you want.
I know, but I just wanted to share that with you and to let you guys know that I haven't been the last few days on the call because I'm doing 12 hours night shifts, which is lovely. So, and I just want to say that I've missed you and I'm glad I'm part of this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So glad you're here. And we're going to wrap up with Lottie and then Obi. Where's Lottie and his laugh?
Hi, Laddie's. Laddie's here. Hi, everybody. The reason I put my hand down was because I decided to post what I was going to say on the chat anyway. And it was just something I saw from one of my favorite people on this planet. His name is Dwayne Johnson. You've probably heard of him. And there's a quote from him. He says, if someone tells you you can't, says they're simply showing you their limits, not yours. Okay. So I thought that was a pretty good thing to hear. And I've pinned it on my Pinterest thing. Okay. So that's all I wanted to say today, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Who owns that? Who owns that can't? Good question. Good stuff. Thank you, Lottie. And we're going to wrap up with Obi. Where's Obi? Obi.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot to unmute myself.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to thank all my friends in the group. I think today it's 192. We're usually almost 250, but I've learned a lot from a lot of my friends there. I've met good friends here, Stuart, Mark, some of the names are Laddie, a lot of people from Zimbabwe as well. But today I just want to make a contribution. The reason why I try to contribute every time I'm here is because my dream is that even if I become a billionaire, I'll still come to this group, because I will know that the foundation of everything else, it was based on this group. In terms of taking Amazon to a different level. So the decision, I've made some of the most amazing decisions up to where I am now here living in London. I left Zimbabwe almost like 20 years ago. I had to make a decision to leave my mother, to leave my motherland and travel thousands and thousands of miles to go and live where I knew nobody. And maybe everyone was most of them, I thought I was going to meet only white people there. But when I came to this city, it was a metropolitan city where there's black, white, green, yellow, everyone was there. So it has made me, actually, as a black man, most of people that have helped me in my life are white. So I don't have that race prejudice. Even my top coach, John, is white and me, I'm black. So I really love that, you know. So today I'm going to make another decision today. I'm meeting my coach for the first time. And I made so much big decisions that I'm doing the Blue Sky, and I'm doing the X10, and I'm also doing the other courses from Helium 10. But what I've really fought against is the fear. I'm not afraid. Amazon is my zone. I love being on Amazon. So I've been asked to look for 5 products. I've got 30 in my bag, but I'm going to only release 5. So I'm so excited. I'm flying. And I'm flying with you because you are all my eagles. So I'm flying with you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Obi, congratulations to you and to Star, wherever
Yes,
she's at.
Star is a nurse, so she can't, you know, it's sort of like a humanitarian type of a profession where she still has got to fight the COVID with others, yeah, you know, so that's why she's not around.
Understood. Well, so glad you're here. So glad we're all here. We're going to go ahead and wrap up with that. Of course, we'll be back here tomorrow for Fun Friday. Bring a dog and a joke. And if you can't be on time, be early, as we were just reminded by Martha. I'll see you guys then. Make it a great rest of your day. Okay. We'll see you guys real soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, John.